Hello and welcome to Coastal Coasters. So today we are talking about Merlin Entertainment's the second biggest theme park company in the world, second behind Disney. So when we see things that are literally not going very well, then they really need to do some explaining, because as we all know, Disney is probably one of the best parks. I mean, personally, never been. But obviously we all know what it looks like. Merlin also have a massive portfolio of uniquely themed roller coasters. A lot of them were very much laid back on the theming, which I always think is such a waste of time. Like if we look at Hyperia, Hyperia is one of the best roller coaster we have in the UK. Personally, not ride it. I've not ridden it yet. So Hyperia, as we know, that site around it just looks awful. And then they have that box of a station. For that big of a roller coaster, they should have done so much more to it than what they have. So this is just feeding into their financial decisions, which I don't really agree with at all. So they have quite a few of unique attractions. Other than that, because I just sort of didn't really win me over with anything other than the actual roller coaster looks amazing. But the things around it, like that the splash pad that looked amazing, like when it first opened, all the water coming out, and now it's gone rusty. Did they not think about that? Just the decisions around there just makes no sense to me. But yeah, they do have a lot of different roller coasters which have, you know, very unique selling points, as we have the Smiler, which is like the most famous one, I always think, which has the most inversions on a roller coaster. You probably already know this, but 14. I am actually wearing a hoodie. That was not... I'm not really a massive Smiler fan. I just like it, but it's a bit rough, but that's really another video within itself. So they do have a lot of different parks. They have a massive area that they run, but they're just not doing it well enough, and I really, really want to know why. What is actually happening with Merlin? So Merlin have had a financial battle in recent years with a recent decline in attendance, which ultimately has declined in less people spending money in the park. Now, why could this be? Well, obviously the economy right now isn't great, so you know, we're struggling to actually feed ourselves, to live, you know, to do any of that sort of thing. So we can't really fathom to think, oh, you know what I'm going to do today? Let's go to Alton Towers. Let's spend upwards of like, I'd say about £70 on each person. Because if you were going to go and like eat as well, because eating at Alton Towers, I will get onto this point, but if you're actually going to eat there and you're going to buy the tickets, if you don't have a Merlin annual pass, you won't get that discount, you won't get anything. You know, the average person did not have Merlin annual passes. Not really. I mean, they probably do, but you know, you have to be a bit into it to actually have one. But they have that. It costs so much money. If you had a family of 4, we're talking, oh my goodness, so much money that, you know, these people really do need to spend on literally living and feeding themselves. So we have no money, really. I mean, obviously the rich do, we don't talk about that. But we have no money. So the average Joe is not going to go theme park. So that also means that every single year, theme parks are getting more and more expensive. The food is jacking up the price. Tickets are going up, and then to counteract with that, the opening times are going down. So Alton Towers this year have said now that they are going to close on them really lovely quiet, I love these days, Tuesdays and Wednesdays in the off-peak seasons. The best days to go. Why? Because, like, obviously it's a lot of money to run a park, we know that, but there's just so many little cutbacks, little tiny cutbacks, which is just so bad. And it's like, you know, we buy the Merlin annual passes, we are there when you open a new ride, we want to be there, but you're not opening it properly. Like, There were talks about doing it 365, but they can't even keep it open on the Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I highly doubt that's going to happen now. I just wish someone needs to take over this company, because they're ruining the best theme park in the UK, and others. Obviously got Thorpe Park in Chessington, but mainly Alton Towers for me, because I've really only been there, so I guess it's a bit biased, but yeah. So obviously, yeah, Alton Towers is going to be the biggest deep dive that I'm going to do in the whole Merlin sort of field of it all and what they did to the park. So it's basically Alton Towers, but I just feel like this is a very good example to just go on one, because, you know. So Alton Towers, they do have a really big range of attractions. Lost its charm recently. I've really seen that myself, like from going. Yeah, so as we've seen with Alton Towers, so in 2022 they bought in Aramak, which is in essence prison food. So we are going to Alton Towers, you know, we're spending like upwards of £14 on one meal, and that is just the fast food ones, like you got fried chicken, Burger Kitchen. Some of the meals are £14 per person. So you're literally sitting down in a fast food restaurant, eating prison food, mad, in there, £14, nothing special. Why? So the food is a massive issue at the parks at the moment. I mean, it's a bit better when it comes to Thorpe Park, because at least I've got KFC and Burger King, but Alton Towers, Aramak, prison food. You do have other options though. There is like, pretty sure it's called, oh, I've never actually been, but it's that Express. They are not Aramak, but you do not get your Merlin annual pass discount on that. I always think that's so cheeky and annoying, because, you know, if you want actual good food that isn't served to inmates, go there, but you will not get your 25% off. They really know what they're doing, don't they? So they'll be buying that food so cheap, because obviously we know that prison food isn't the best food in the world. So cheap, nothing really that will really make it stand out. Like, you go to a theme park, you go to like Universal, the best food. I've never been, okay, I've never been, but it looks like the best food you'll ever have. It's all themed to each areas, but we get burger and chips from prison food. There's literally no wonder why they are not getting enough guests in, because if you have that and it's prison food and you spend that much money on it and it tastes awful, more people are going to buy a packed lunch and bring it in, aren't they? You know, bring your own food. Why would you spend money on that? Another thing when it comes to Alton Towers, as I did already say, Alton Towers is the biggest theme park in the UK. So obviously, if you've never been to Alton Towers, you have the gardens in like splat bang in the middle of the park. It's massive. If you go down there, you'll get lost. I've never actually been down there. I have a bit, but I've never really, because obviously it does actually point you when you go from Forbidden Valley to Dark Forest to go into the gardens and cut across. Do not do that if you've ever done that. I feel bad for you, because there's so many stairs from the looks of it. But, so I say this because we had the Sky Ride. The Sky Ride. That ride was great. Like, it got you from one area to the other, you know. It was fun. You got to see the gardens from above. Obviously, from the accessible point of view, great, you know. But the reason why I do actually bring this up is because the Sky Ride, as most of us know, has been broken for two years now. So we had one season without it in 22. So that was the season where it stopped working. And then at near about, let's say, January, they told us, oh, the Sky Ride is going to be open this year. So everyone was like, you know, oh wow, because it's such a long walk from area to area to area to area. But then they come out with a statement in 2023 where they said, oops, well, I guess, you know, oops. we're not going to have this open this year. And it's going to cost them millions. Surely Merlin have millions to be able to do the sky rides. The little point I'd like to make about Alton Towers, and obviously this has all been Merlin's decisions and everything. So, first we had Nemesis, that obviously got a retract. Nemesis got retract. So, obviously from the general public side, Nemesis has been repainted. So that is, in their eyes, obviously in our eyes, that is a new ride. We know a bit more. You know, the average Joe probably don't. You know, they probably just thought, oh, look, they put a bit of paint on it. End of the day, great. Nemesis is back. But as that was all happening, we also got the Curse of Alton Manor. The Curse of Alton Manor was just basically... So we had the Haunted House, Jewel, and now the Curse. That building has been used 3 times, and they say it's new. So as well, from like the public's, you know, perspective, that's not a new ride. They've just done it up again. So that's not really going to make people want to go. And then Nemesis being back, it's a great coaster. We know that. It's a fantastic coaster. So, but in their eyes, it's just been repainted. It's nothing new. So, Alton Towers have had a really bad flat ride to roller coaster issue. No filler rides. I mean, we did have the Retro Squad, which we all know was just funfair rides, which are not fitting at a theme park at all. But that was just for COVID, because we understand that you can't put rides in. But now COVID is over, we've not had any flat rides. I mean, obviously that sort of is a bit outdated now, because we are getting Toxicator. And then this is another issue I've got. They've taken out the Blade, which obviously was a bit of a capacity filler. I know it was very old, it's probably come to the end of its life. But now we've got a hole where Blade was. They took out Flabio's Fantastic Fandango. That is such a mouthful, whatever that's called. They took that out. So that's 2 rides they've took out to put 1 flat ride in that, you know, is in essence, from the public's eye, Ripsaw repainted. So why are we like... So they took them out. They took Ripsaw out, probably because it was at the end of its life. Left that area for about 10 years. Come back 10 years later and went, we're going to put Ripsaw in again. Before anyone comes for me, I am very much aware it's a new model, flawless, all that lot, and they've raised it up on the concrete to make it like a world's first very tall, you know, ride. But still, in the public's eye, just like Nemesis, just like Jewel, well, the Curse of Alton Manor, yeah, just like that, and just like that, they're reusing rides, so is that really going to make people go? Like, that's not going to be the main draw, because we've had Ripsaw. It was cool to look at. I never went on it. I was a bit young. And I'm a bit too scared to go on Intoxicator as well. Intoxicator, that was the league. Intoxicator. But who thought of that? We need new. Not old. We've done that. We've done everything of that. Completely change it. And then you might actually get somewhere. Spend all this money redoing. I mean, obviously, oh my goodness, if they got rid of Nemesis, I would be so upset. I'd be really upset. But they should have redone Nemesis and put actually something new in that we've never seen before alongside it. Not done up 3 rides that have already been there and take 1 out, not replace it. Well, 2 out, but obviously one of them was a fairground ride. So they could have put something in the fairground ride bit next to David Williams, and then something in Blades area in Forbidden Valley, and then obviously Toxicator. So we could have had 2, 3 more flat rides. What are they doing? I guess we'll never know. Another point with Merlin and Alton Towers, they have recently just fired all of the entertainment teams all the way around the parks, and it's almost like entertainment is nothing in a theme park, to which we know entertainment means a lot in a theme park. As Alton Towers sees, we have the protesters around the Nemesis site, the man with the bus tickets, with that bus on the break run. I don't really know what that is, but we don't talk about it. The Phalanx, they used to walk round and you used to get this really cool, like, meeting with the Phalanx and the protesters, and they used to fight about what they think. That was always quite cool, they shout at each other. But we also had Curse at Alton Manor, that come with the entertainment lot. We had that big stage, which has been removed now, so that really shows what they're going to do. The big stage has been removed from the lawns, where they obviously did all their entertainment there. They've got rid of Oktoberfest. I mean, I never really went to Oktoberfest, but it looked like it was funny. Everyone sat around on like long tables, just drinking beer, listening to music. You know, just a bit of fun. Got rid of that. Getting rid of every single one. I think there's been like 1,000 jobs. They've all been made redundant because of this cut. That's not on. Like, we need the entertainment slot. I mean, you used to walk down Tower Street. I say used to now. We haven't actually seen it, but you used to walk down there and then you'd have, like, the characters come out. You used to have the pirates come out. There'd be the street people that would, like, sit on the car thing and they'd play music and, you know, say hello to everyone as they walked in. Alton Bear, which was, like, new last year, I swear. He'll be gone. You won't see him again. Everyone was very happy about that, but they're just ruining everything. What are they doing? Greedy, that's all it is. In conclusion of this video, Merlin really need to get their ideas up, because they are not going to be getting anywhere with what they're doing, because they're just remaking rides, messing up the food, and not spending any money on infrastructure or, you know, anything that looks nice. They're just making it as cheap as possible. So I'm afraid this could be it for Merlin. When Universal come, they're going to knock them out of business. And then, please, someone who really knows what they're doing will take, I mean, really for me, Alton Towers. Take Alton Towers, please, and make it as good as it could be. Make it beautiful and nice. And not be greedy. Money isn't everything. You're going to make thousands a day on that. It's crazy. Right, that was the video then. Just me saying about, basically about Alton Towers. But it does all link into Merlin. Goodbye.